Hey guys, we're back for another video. Thank you guys for being so patient. I was on my way up. Hopefully you guys have had a great Sunday thus far. I sure did. Been getting my review together, been cooking, doing a lot of stuff today. I've been all over the place. But we're back, guys. You guys got me twice today. I hope you guys had a chance to check out our other video that we actually did earlier. I see some more of you guys coming in. I hope everybody is hitting the like button so that we can stay in the algorithm and YouTube will know, honey, that you guys are enjoying the content on this platform. Okay. I appreciate you all being here. We got 30 people in the building. I think we should have 30 likes. Okay. Let's check with my mods. Mods, how many likes we got so far in the building? I see we got about 30 people. We got over 30. How many likes we got so far? Let's see. Let's see how hard I got to work tonight. Let's see how hard I got to work tonight. Y'all be sitting on them likes. I be like, Lord, all this good content Caramel done dug up for y'all. And y'all be stingy with the likes, Lord. But let's get on with the show. How many? Okay, we're up to 63. Moms, can you give me a update on what our likes are looking like? We got Linda Gamble in. Linda, can you tell me how many likes we got, sweetheart? Let's see how many likes we got before we get started. Can we get an update? Can we get an update? Everybody hitting the like button. I guess Linda ain't. Is Linda in? Is Linda in the building? Is Linda here? Linda here? Where my mods at tonight? All right, let's get on with the show. I'll check back in a minute. All right, let's get started. This is Love and Marriage Huntsville review for those of you that already saw the description of this video. Season 6, episode 27. All right. Peace Before the Storm. All right. Again, this is Love and Marriage Huntsville's reunion review. We're almost getting to the reunion. We'll be there soon. 56 likes out of 114. I know we can do better than that, guys. That means everybody, we got 114. I know those of you that are sitting in the bushes, y'all are welcome to stay in the bushes. But let's hit the like button, guys, okay? Let's do the like. Let's hit the like button, okay? All right, let's get started. All right, so the episode begins with Kimmy and Maurice at Kimmy's office. I want to say it's Maurice's office, too. It looks like Credit One's office. Where his big hip brother, Micah is... actually helping them, honey. I call him Michael, honey, aka Golden Corral's favorite frequent customer. All right. He is there discussing the repairs and the deadlines with Kimmy and Maurice. All right. They're saying that they are way behind schedule and he ain't getting stuff done, kind of like his brother Marcel been doing. All right. So Maurice, I don't know why Maurice is actually there because he just announced that he's so busy with cases and he ain't got time to be doing all this other stuff because he got cases in all these states, child, different area codes, like he keeping them hoes. But I don't know what he was doing there, trying to rush somebody in terms of doing what he got to do. He should have been down in the courthouse knocking them cases out. That's what it gave me. But moving on, child. Now they're saying that Michael, honey, his big breast, and Michael and his big breast, honey, he is going back and forth with Maurice about their deadline not being met. Okay, now I said he about to what? He about a triple D is what it was given. And I see that he was trying to promote the t-shirts that Marceau and them are trying to promote, which is the Destiny Race. And I said, I saw this shirt before because I know a few episodes back, a few seasons back, they were promoting this thing called the Destiny Race where they had people coming in doing this little jogging, trying to raise some money, but ain't nobody else heard nothing about it. But yeah, people been donating money to it. Ain't nobody heard nothing else about this damn Destiny Race, but they've been taking up money for it. So y'all know they be doing all these fundraisers, but don't nobody never hear anything else. You just give it money. So Kimmy stresses to Micah that they are months behind, like I said, on moving into the building because he's not finished as of yet. All right. Now they're saying that the job, they're not finishing the job within a timely manner. All right. And she is going in on him about that. Micah, like I said, got that tight ass t-shirt on, looking like he about to bust up out of there. Now, Kim and Maurice, they go into confessional and they're saying that the building has been under construction for 8 months. So they are 8 months behind. And Kimmy says that she's done her part with the building and she needs Maurice and Micah to do theirs. All right. So Kimmy says that she needs the building finished so that everyone can finally move in and start working. All right. so Maurice can have his five-some parties, child, and so that she can sit behind the desk, honey, and gossip with Tisha about Mel, because ain't neither one of them doing no real work. Y'all know that, okay? They ain't doing no real work. All right, so Kim and Maurice, they kind of sit down to talk in like this little lobby area there at the office. Kimmy says that this should be the priority, meaning finishing the actual job. And Kimmy tells Maurice that he has allowed Micah to not tie up the loose ends that they've agreed upon, and says that Micah, honey, he's been kind of slacking. And I said, well, maybe he's been kind of sitting around eating that 24-piece chicken, honey, versus getting the sheetrock and shit up like y'all done hired him to do over there, because he's looking a little more chunky than the last episode that we saw him on. No shade. Mm-hmm. All right, so so 8 months. He's 8 months behind on this damn job. I said, see, he got that shit from Marceau, because that's how Marceau is. He stay behind on jobs and don't finish them. Now, Maurice tells Kimmy, he says that I was thinking that we could just hire someone to do what's left to be done. Why would you do that when you've already hired your brother to do it? I'm pretty sure you paid him a little money on the side to do what needed to be done. So Kimmy was like, hire somebody else after we paid the actual project manager. So Maurice then proceeds to tell Kimmy that all the extra things that she's asked to be added and done in the office, meaning she wanted a microwave here, she wanted this type of chair, she wanted this wall knocked down. So he's going through all the things that she's asking for extra to be done in the office. So Kimmy then says that I decided that I wanted a husband, okay, who was very handy. And I said, he is handy, girl, with the women, not just with you, okay? He's not handy with you. He's handy with his side chicks, allegedly. Yeah, and Kimmy also says to Maurice that that he since decided that he didn't want to be a handyman. She was like, when I first met you, you was acting like you want to be a handyman, you want to fix stuff, you know, you had all these things that you said that you could do, and now you ain't doing shit. You ain't helping me do nothing. You act like you don't want to so much as hang a picture on the wall. Like, she was like, and so Maurice was like, well, you found that out before we got married. So he was like, yeah, no, I told you like up front, I ain't want to fix shit around here. I'm trying to be a lawyer. I ain't trying to be no construction man. I ain't trying to do none of that. But ain't a coincidence how in the deposition, how Marceau added Maurice in there as to say that they used to build pools and they used to do this and they were building that. He was helping with hotels and helping with houses and all this stuff that they were building. They were doing all this building. But now he's sitting up here like he ain't never built nothing in his life. So I'm hearing a lie somewhere. Do y'all recall that in the deposition where they asked him who all was working on this, and this, and he said he started out doing building with he and Maurice having a company where they were building pools. Now all of a sudden he's saying, I don't be building nothing. That ain't my thing. I ain't never led you to believe that I build anything. I hear lie up in there. So Kimmy says that, no, I did not actually, okay? I don't know if I did my disclaimer. Let me do that just in case something fly out my mouth that don't need to. Everything said in this video is alleged in my opinion and is used for fair use and entertainment, just in case I ain't say it, all right? So Kimmy says, after he says, you found out before we got married that, you know, I wasn't really trying to be building nothing around here. So Kimmy was like, no, I actually did not find that out. All right. So Maurice then says, oh, really? Says that when did I like building stuff? Like, who told you I like building stuff, and when did I like building stuff? So Kimmy says, Maurice, you acted like you loved it, and now you won't even do it. Okay. I was like, see, that's that lazy ass scoundrel that you picked up, baby, when you slid into DMs. These are things that you should have figured out. And y'all dated long enough to know the type of creep he was prior to you having y'all little own wedding, because you wanted to be important, Kimmy. You thought you had your little prize because y'all got married on TV. But now you see that you ain't got nothing but a box of shit over there. You opened that gift up and you thought it was a good old gift, but it was a box of shit. That's all he is, child. Okay. He pretended well enough to be the man that you wanted him to be, and now that he done locked you down and done lied to you, now you looking stupid thinking that you got a whole little prize over there. So Maurice goes on to say that you just want to see me out there working and sweating. And I said, well, hell, everybody want to see you working, because we ain't seen none of that. And what are we now, season 6? Yeah, we want to see you working, finally, Mr. Lawyer. So Kimmy says, yeah, I do. And I felt like the person that I married wouldn't have done nothing, would not have had anything broken in my house, okay, or for me having to ask you to fix anything. So she's like, shit is broken in the house. You ain't fixing it. Like, I'm trying to fix it or find somebody to fix it. And you're supposed to be the man of the house. And you're not, stepping up to the plate like you're supposed to. So Maurice then says, so Kimmy then says that, and I'm tired of hearing you say that you're a lawyer. I was like, me too, Kimmy, me too. I don't really fool with Kimmy like that, but I gotta agree with you on that, Kimmy. I'm tired of hearing that shit too. All right. So Maurice then says, and the fact that you're saying that, and I'm a lawyer too. Okay. He keeps throwing that out. And I'm a lawyer. And I was like, but you ain't got no cases. How you a lawyer with no cases? Thanks for being here, girlfriend Chronicles. I can't even talk. Tisha, get out of here. Spirit of thick tongue and try to creep up in here. Thanks for being here, girlfriend Chronicles. Okay. So Maurice then says, think about how much work goes into lawsuits. Here he go. Says that we have a bunch of lawsuits going on right now, and it takes a lot of work to get those off the ground. So Kimmy says, it's what you elected to do, and having multiple investment properties, and you elected to have a family, and no one needs to keep hearing that you're a lawyer. She had to tell us that again. We don't want to hear that you're no damn lawyer. And two, she says, you act like you don't want to help me, and that's frustrating to her. All right. So Maurice says, okay, so then give me a list, okay? Give me a list of what you need done, and I'll get it figured out. What you need figured out? Just go do it. I mean, shit, just go do it. And it shouldn't even get to the point where there's a list of things to do. If you see a doorknob broke, go on and fix that shit now. Why are we adding a list of things that needs to be done? You the man of the house. You stepped up. You want to be the man. Go do that. There shouldn't be no list of anything. So Kimmy goes into confessional and she says that I feel like Maurice helps when it's beneficial. She says that I always have to ask him about 100 times to help me. So then he's sitting there beside her and he kind of chuckles and laughs because y'all know he think everything is funny. He don't take anything serious because he's a whole clown. So then Kimmy, she continues. She says that sometimes I just want you to help before I ask, Maurice, meaning step up and be a real man. Everything that she needs done or whatever you see around the house that need to be done, she should not have to come to you like you her son and say, hey, sir, I need you to take the trash out, or hey, the doorknob needs to be fixed, or hey, I need you to fix something in the bathroom or hang this picture for me. Like whatever the case, you're a man. If you notice these things, you live there, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. Okay, you ain't doing shit else. All right, so Maurice gets smart saying that he's working on mind reading and he'll get there soon. That's what he told Kimmy. So she kind of looked at him like, bitch, don't play with me. All right, so then Kimmy says that we need you to have foresight, meaning that you can see it before it comes. So she snapped back at his ass. All right. I don't know why she continues to play with him. Like whenever he gets into that mode where he's playing with her like that, I think that she needs to be serious with him and be like, look, I'm not playing with you. Like this is seriously what I need you to do. And when the smart comments, you can kind of leave that shit out too. Like, stop playing with me. I'm being serious with you right now. She needs to be serious with him like that. And maybe he'll stop that because he always like to throw a joke in there and play with her when she's trying to be serious. And I noticed that makes her very irritated. And me too. And that ain't even my damn husband. So Kimmy tells Maurice about the vaginal sting with Tisha, okay? With that she and Tisha had, honey, over there at the crab ball room. That's what I'm calling it. So Maurice then looks interested because now they've started to be talking about vaginal stuff. So y'all know that, hey, his attention, he's there full throttle, honey. All his attention, baby, is tunnel vision. Now that she's mentioned all he heard was vaginal. He ain't heard steam. He ain't heard none of that. All he heard was vaginal. So he's listening. All right. So then he asked, well, what does it do? Like his antennas went up. He want to know all about what this thing does. Kimmy says, it's a cleansing and a detoxing type of thing, you know. And I was like, well, I hope y'all pour some bleach and some damn turpentine up in there with Tisha's bowl over there. We already know what that's giving. But Kimmy then explains to Maurice the process of the actual yoni steam. And she mentions to Maurice about this damn libido and the fact that it should help with her libido. I said, here go that word again. I don't want to hear libido for the rest of the damn season. Kimmy, if you're watching my review, baby, I don't want to hear libido, the word libido from you no more the rest of the season. And I damn sure don't want to hear that at the reunion. You're banned from using the word libido for the rest of this damn season. All right. Now, Maurice then tells Kimmy, says that everything that you need, God gave it to you when he created you. Oh, so you back to being a deacon now. We talking about God now? Mr. SEX addict, now we talking about God again, okay? But I was like, but he ain't give you no good credit, and that's definitely something that you need. Okay, but go off. So Kimmy says that it's just a cleanser. I mean, goodness, like it's not all that serious. It's just a cleanser. So Maurice says the body actually cleanses itself. And I said, see, that's where the problem is. Your little musky ass, you probably don't even wash good, Maurice. All right. The body cleanses itself. He don't look like he washed good. That's what he gives me. Yes, the body does somewhat with some women. It's supposed to, but you still gotta wash that thing up and clean it up. All right, you hear me, Tisha? No shade, shade. All right, so they continue to discuss this whole Yoni Steen BS. Why she's talking about that with him is beyond me. So Kimmy says, okay, that Tisha says that she's very overwhelmed and even went and took a whole pregnancy test saying that she's been sick. So Maurice looks like, what do you mean take a pregnancy test? So Maurice says, wait, hold up, what the F? Okay. Kimmy says, yeah, Kimmy said that she reminded Tisha of Marceau's vasectomy, and Tisha went and took a test and it was negative. All right. So Maurice says that's crazy because he done had a whole vasectomy. Like, what's she taking a whole pregnancy test for? Kimmy says, yeah, she's asked Tisha how's that possible as well. So she says that Tisha says that one might have actually slipped through, meaning, one of the little sperms might have slipped through, honey, while she and Marceau was over there not doing nothing. Because I don't think they be really getting down like that because his ass be gone all the time. But anywho, I was like, well, child, that's she probably got a bunch of crabs that stuck up in the birth canal. That's what I was thinking. It might be a bunch of crabs that stuck up in the birth canal, child. So you want to get you some turpentine, honey, and dish it up in there and swish them out. And then you ain't got to worry about it because you've been saying you've been sick, but it might have been that squirrel ass stew that your mama been cooking over there because you be over there eating at your mama house, and that's probably why you've been sick a lot. I mean, I'm just trying to help you out. She be cooking that squirrel ass stew, and that roadkill dressing and shit over there. So stop eating that, girl, and you'll be fine. It ain't pregnancy, it's just roadkill poisoning. That's all, girl. But so Maurice then goes on to say that Tisha must be losing her damn mind. So Kim and Maurice child go into confessional, and Kimmy says, how you gonna be married 17 years taking a pregnancy test with your husband having a whole vasectomy? So she's still on that. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out too. So Maurice says that Tisha wears a lot of hats. She's a project manager at Show. She's having family issues. She's a wife. She's a mom. Tisha just needs to go to Africa alone. That's what Maurice says. All right. So Kimmy kind of smiles like, yeah, we already know what that's about. All right. Which I took from that, meaning that, she needs to go to Africa and get some peen. That's probably what he was trying to tell her because we already know that's what Marceau went over there. Not some peen. I don't know what he may be. I know he was saying in the video that what if I kissed a boy? So that, yeah, he might have went over to get some peen, girl. I don't know. Allegedly. Okay. Everything's said in the video now. But yeah, he might have went over to get some peen. I don't know, child. Because he do kind of give little moist vibes a little bit sometimes. But yeah, girl, go on over there and do what you got to do and come back refreshed, okay? And yeah, give Marceau a dose of his own damn medicine. That's what I say. Moving on to the next scene, child. Stormy pulls up to Black, honey, with one customer in the parking lot because I told y'all don't nobody be there, child. Black got one customer in the damn parking lot, one car, other than Tisha's car at the damn place over there. So she pulls up to sit and talk to, stand, because I want no damn chairs up in there, to stand around and talk to Tisha, okay, and catch up with her. Tisha's dressed in her pink Easter short set, honey, with these silver heels in the middle of a full room of construction, sheetrock, nails, dust, paint, and all this other stuff, paint cans and shit all over the place. I was like, girl, where are you going? And why does she always show up to construction sites fully dressed up like she just left Revival? I was like, where the hell are you just coming from, standing up in there? But so Stormy then goes into confessional. She says that she's trying to play Miss Fix-It with everybody, and she says that she wants to fix Tisha and Kiki's situation because she hates to see family have conflict, because she's kind of going through the same thing with her own family. All right. So Tisha kind of compliments Stormy on her outfit. Oh, you look cute, girl. You look cute, girl. That annoying voice, that high-pitched annoying voice that she does. And I just be like, oh God, I just want to fast forward it. Okay. So Stormy then says to Tisha, it was like, what's going on with you, girl? Like, what's been going on with you? So Tisha then says, well, this is gonna be my real estate office right here. I know, she was sounding like Miss Sophia or Color Purple. I know you don't believe it, girl, but I used to live here. Y'all remember that? So this is gonna be my real estate office right here. Okay. And this is where the drywall gonna be. And when the drywall go up, then I know that everything is going up. And I was like, did you practice that line, child? Because that didn't sound together. She said, I'm trying to get everything all put together and whatever. And I'm just not feeling productive at the house. So I'm just up here, because I haven't been feeling productive lately. I was like, well, looking around there, shit, you ain't been feeling productive here either, because ain't nothing been done here, but go off. So Stormy, honey, Stormy says, well, how you been since the whole barbecue, since the baptism, I call it, child? How you been since the baptism, girl? So Tisha said, well, actually, I was like, I didn't even know you could say that word. Actually, I've been doing good. I was like, lies. Because won't you just sitting with Kimmy over there at the crab ball, aka the Yoni steam, talking about you been depressed and you don't know what's going on. You've been crying. You've been yelling at the kids. You had all this shit going on. But now you're going to tell her, oh, I'm good. Since when? Since when? Tisha is a total deflector and a liar. You just said last episode you've been going through it and you've been depressed and crying and hollering at the kids, and Marceau been getting on your nerves and all this other stuff, and to the point to where he's been saying that y'all need marriage therapy. So all of a sudden now you fine. Well, I just got back from vacation. That's what she's telling Stormy. I said, oh, okay, that's how we're gonna play that. Okay. So Stormy says, y'all talk yet? Meaning you and meaning her and Kiki, meaning Tisha and Kiki. She's asking, did y'all talk yet? So Tisha's like, girl, no. She says, I ain't got nothing to talk about with her. So Stormy says, you don't want to talk to Kiki at all? So Tisha's like, nah, I don't want to talk to her, okay? So Stormy says, well, I don't want to see y'all not talk. I really want to see y'all work this out because y'all are family, So she's trying to be the, the bridge gapper, so to speak. So Tisha says, that barbecue thing, that just nailed in the coffin. I was like, you mean that put the nail in the coffin, Tisha? See, you trying to use all these little slangs and you don't know what you're talking about. That just nailed the coffin. No, girl, it's put the nail in the coffin. But, child. So Stormy said, I just hate to hear that y'all just can't get along. So Tisha said, when you got emotional about your friend, sometimes you just have to just back away. You remember when you talked about getting emotional about your friend at the barbecue? Well, sometimes when you're in a situation like that, you just got to back away from stuff. So Stormy says, yeah, but that's different. That's not the same situation, okay? Yeah, Tyra, but go off. All right, so Stormy says she's recovering, actually, okay? So Tisha says, I can't say that I saw her take a pill, but her behavior is similar to how it was back then, DEN, okay? But my thing is this, Tisha was so sure, and you even said it at the barbecue, that Kiki was on drugs. And maybe you were mad that she threw that damn drink on you, but you were so sure, and you kept repeating the fact that Kiki was on drugs. And Marceau did it as well, was saying, oh, I saw her on the side of the road. Kiki is still on drugs. She's doing drugs. She need to be drug tested. You were agreeing with him, and you were also saying that she was on drugs. Now you're going to sit here and say, I can't say that I saw her take a pill, but her behavior is similar to that. Now, we already know Kiki's already gone live to show her report from her doctor showing that the only thing that was found in her system was the methadone, which is what her doctor prescribed to her. So she is not on any type of drugs. So maybe they've known that now, and they're trying to retract their statements now that they know that this situation is happening. But Tisha, you have been backpedaling and all the way coochie popping in that situation, sis. And I just got to call you out on that. You cannot be out here saying that somebody's on drugs if you don't know that for sure. If you didn't see her snort a line, bitch, shut it down. If you didn't see her pop a pill, don't be talking about it. Because number one, it ain't your damn business. You don't care about her like that in the first place to be even talking about the shit. That's your family. What you should have been doing was coming to her and trying to be a friend to her, be a support system to her, versus turning your back on her. That's why you got the damn drink on through. That's why you got the damn drink thrown on your ass, because of the way you act. You act one way over here, and when you get around Marceau, you allow him like peer pressure to influence you to go with the grain in terms of what other people think and or have to say about this girl, instead of having your own opinion and your own brain. And that's what I don't like about Tisha. You go with the flow of what everybody else is doing versus think for yourself. Maybe Marceau got you like that. So Stormy goes via confessional. She says that proof. She says that hold on. She says that abuse, that drug abuse, isn't something that you take lightly. So don't accuse somebody of something just because you assume that they are. I totally agree with that. Okay. She says it's frustrating to hear when there's no point, okay, or proof rather. It's frustrating to hear when you have no proof, and I totally agree. Don't be out here saying that somebody did something if you don't have proof on that. So Tisha says, I feel like you have a relationship with me and you have one with her. And she was trying to say that I feel like you can have a relationship and a friendship with her and you can also have one with me, but I still don't want to fool with her. And that's fine, don't. Because Kiki already made it plain that she ain't fooling with you no more either. So it's looking like y'all on the same page. So Stormy then says, so tell me about your trip. What happened with your trip? How was your trip? Tisha said, well, we had a good time. We went to Vegas, and I gained weight and everything. I was like, girl, you always gain some damn weight. That is why your ass stay on the table. That's why you walk around with them same old linebacker damn shoulders on, trying to wear these teeny tiny 2 t-shirts. I'm saying it again. You be wearing trying to wear these two t-shirts with them big ass linebacker shoulders out here because your ass stay eating a buffet. Tisha likes to eat. But then when she feel like she getting too fat and Marceau's eyes start to do this right here, then she go hop on the table, okay, so she can squeeze back in them tight ass clothes again. And he's still not looking at your ass. So girl, go on and eat. Go on and eat, girl. Just stay off the table and eat because he ain't looking anyway. All right, so Stormy said, well, who went with you to this vacation, girl? Who went with you? Stormy trying to get into business. Stormy is trying to get into business. I'm like that too. I'm nosy. I'm going to ask questions. Girl, where you went? And who was with you, girl? That's what I want to know. All right. So Tisha says, well, and I said this, my ICDC college online graduates, child, my college friends, my ICDC college friends, and we celebrated one of my friends, honey, who turned 40 years old. And so Stormy said, oh, that sounds like a good time over there. So Tisha like, yeah, it was. She smiled from ear to ear. I was like, what really happened down there in Vegas the way you smiling, girl? Did you sound like you had your legs up by your ears is what it sounded like. Anywho, girl. So Stormy said, well, did Marceau go with you to this damn vacation? Tisha was like, he did not. She said that he went on a bachelor. Y'all know she can't talk good. He went on a bachelor's trip, okay, with one of his chocolate and a bala partners, honey, who is getting married, okay, on our anniversary weekend. I said, well, do say Jesus. Marceau done went out of town on your anniversary weekend, child, for one of his homies and ain't thought so much is to fly your ass out there. And I said it before, even though he's going to a bachelor situation, he still could have flown you out and still took time to spend with you, being that is your anniversary weekend, and then go hang with the fellas and then come scoop me up and we do our thing as well. It could have been a 2-for-1. I could have stayed in the hotel a little bit or, went down to the bar, had me a few drinks while y'all do y'all thing. And then when you get done, then boom. But you're not about to fly out to no damn Colombia where all the hoes reside with your homies out there and leave my ass at home on our anniversary weekend. I would have felt a little way about that. Okay. Yeah. I would feel a little way about that. So Tisha said he did not go. That he went to the bachelor's trip, honey, with one of his chocolate and a bala partners who is getting married on our anniversary weekend, and he had a good time. He said that, babe, I'm going to book us a flight and we going back. I was like, kind of like y'all did when y'all went to Africa. Because from my understanding, y'all ain't been yet. He went, but you didn't go, girl. He promised you, because you went live to say, and you said it on the show too, that he told you that you and the kids were going to get to fly out to Africa by the end of this year. We're in December. I haven't heard any plans to go to Africa. Now, y'all got to get shots. Y'all got to book reservations. There's a lot of things you got to do when you fly out of the country. So we haven't heard any announcements, Tisha. Is this another please shut the hell up promising type of trip that he's giving you? Because that's what it's giving. That's what it's giving. You already knew what he was going over there for. So, Miss, I'm going to, now you're going to Colombia and you ain't even in Africa yet. Go off, girl. All right, so Stormy says, well, what made them go to Colombia? Because her antennas is up now, like, what made them go to Colombia? Tisha says, I don't even know. That's she said, I don't even know what's there. She said, I don't even know what's there. But he told me that they had some type of itinerary that they're doing. I'm compelled to think she don't even know what damn hotel they at. I think he just flies the hell out wherever he wants to go. She don't even know where the hell he is. That's what I think. That's what it's giving me. Stormy says, you know that's a brothel place, right? Like you know it's hoes out there, right? Tisha, her whole disposition changed when Stormy mentioned brothel. She said, for real? Like, bitch, yeah. Do you do your homework? For Tisha to be so book smart, as she tries to say, like certain things that just don't catch her. If y'all notice that. Tisha always strives to make everybody think she's so smart. But I'm starting to think, like, even when somebody say something to her, like Marceau could say something to her and it just fly like all over her head, and she just don't get it. It don't click with her. This girl is steady throwing like hints out there left and right, letting you know that he's out there in Hoville, and you like, for real? Like, what they doing out there? Like, what's going on? Like, really, it's a brothel? Like, girl, yeah. Oh my God. Tisha ain't book smart or street smart. The only smart you is, child, is in that kitchen, honey, frying that bacon. That's it. That's the only thing I'm thinking that you is smart about. Bacon. Ask her anything about bacon. She can tell you anything about bacon, the whole history of bacon. But when it comes to the outside world, girl, you are totally oblivious. You are, girl. So Tisha standing there looking stupid like, is it? Is it really a brothel? I was like, girl, I think she know that he be cheating. And I think they have, like I already said, an arrangement that they do what they do. And as long as you come back home to me, that's what it's giving. Tisha is giving. It's giving that Tisha be on her Moke and Steph. Y'all remember Moke and Steph, that song, He's Mine? You may have had him once, but I got him all the time. That's what Tisha gives me. Also, go out there and do whatever the hell you want to do as long as you come back home. Go on out there and be with this one, that one, honey, and all your hoes as long as you come back home. Tisha sees herself as the main chick. So she don't give a hot damn who Marceau is with as long as he's coming home with her. And as long as she can say, I've been married to him for 17 years. She don't give a damn if he's at a brothel. She don't care if he goes to Africa and out there with Nettie and Celie and holding it up down there with the lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my, she don't give a fuck. As long as he come home, because she stay on her Moke and Steph. He's mine. You may have had him once, but bitch, I got him all the time. And you still don't have him then. But let's move on. So Tisha and Stormy continue to talk, all right? And Stormy tells Tisha, honey, that Columbia is like a brothel with prostitutes with a P, honey, everywhere. I said, well, hot damn. So Tisha says, do it? I said, girl, if you don't get off my TV, girl, if you don't get off my line with this bullshit. Stormy was like, yes, girl, like Google it. Go somewhere and Google it. Like, I ain't about to sit here and give you the whole history of the brothel over there in down Columbia. Go Google that shit. So Tisha said, yeah, they be in Vegas like that too. And they said that they had a good time. So she started doing her shoulders, them big old shoulders. So they had a good time. So this Tisha. So Tisha goes via confessional, and you could tell that it bothered her by what she said in confessional. She says, well, me and Marceau are adults, and we're out having a good time. Maybe you need to get out of the warehouse and have a little fun. Talking to Stormy. I was like, see, that's a little deep. But why you couldn't tell that to Stormy? Why you got to go into confessional to try to read her when you standing right there? See what it's giving, girl? I was like, we see you, girl. We see you, girl. So Tisha says, well, she's trying to change the subject now because she don't want to talk about Marceau's cheating. So she's going to try, divert the attention somewhere else. So how's Courtney? She don't want to talk about Marceau's ass no more. So how's Courtney? We know he out there cheating, girl. He is out there cheating with all the hoes. But how's Courtney, girl? We don't want to talk about him no more. Is he still upset? Stormy's like, he good. He don't get upset. He just don't play like that. Like, don't play with my husband like that. He ain't mad. He just don't play. You need to let your husband know he don't play. All right. So Tisha was like, Marceau is a big joker, right? And I was like, no shit. You just not realizing that? So Stormy then brings up doing a double date between Courtney and Stormy and Marceau and Tisha, meaning like, hey, let's all four of us go out to try to clear the air, hang out, just to kind of see where things are, because Courtney ain't really been wanting to hang around Marceau since that whole disrespectful mess went down when he was calling him Mr. and Mrs. Steele, and when Stormy done up and called him a bitch. Y'all remember when they had a little meeting for the Core 6. So Tisha was like, yeah, okay, let's do that. Because she's happy to get out and be anywhere, child. Because y'all know Marceau keeps her home. So Stormy says, the stuff about the website came up. And she's talking about where Tisha stole the return policy, okay, for Canvas Beauty for the Macy and Mildew hair care line, which is only just conditioner, girl. So Tisha says, I know, she said that my focus, I've been so busy, my focus had been on show, child. My focus been on show real T, because y'all know she had to break the word down, child. My focus been on show real T, so I've been real busy, and I really wasn't hands on like I should have been. So that's, that's kind of my team fault, because we should have caught that, meaning that whenever they copy down Stormy's shipping policy or whatever, Tisha's trying to say that it had to do with the person that was doing the website, and she had nothing to do with it. So she's still denying responsibility. And I keep saying, where did they find this damn shipping policy? Did they pick it out the sky? Hell no. Anytime somebody's doing your website, you're going to get your information together and give them the information that you want to go on your website. So anything that they put on there is what you gave them, Tisha. So stop the damn lies, okay? She said, we should have caught that. She says, my assistant says that she read through everything, but apparently she didn't. And I was like, Tisha, you are your own fucking assistant. So stop with the lies and the bullshit. You don't have an assistant, okay? You are your assistant. So stop talking in third person and admit to the fact that you lied and that you stole the damn shipping policy. I mean, damn. She still won't admit the shit. It's crazy. And even Stormy is looking at her like, why the fuck is you still lying? Okay, like, why are you still lying and playing in this area, which we call my face? Like, why? So Tisha said, well, I called the website designer and he said, oh, my bad. And he corrected it. But it was a mistake that he said, like they say, that if you want something done right, then you got to do it yourself. Still hanging on to that lie. Still hanging on to the lie as to say that she called the web designer and he is saying my bad, like it's his fault that he did that on his own and she had nothing to do with it. And meanwhile, Stormy sitting there looking at her like, I bet you still playing in my face. Like, stop lying. Like, I know you stole my shit. Just go on and admit it so we can move past it. But Tisha is holding on to that lie. She's still hanging on to that lie about her assistant, and Stormy is not feeling it. So Stormy says, so you gonna apologize to me too? Tisha said, for what? Because y'all know she don't like to apologize. For what? She said that he didn't even apologize to me. Hold up, let me call him. Let me call my web designer so he can apologize to me, because he actually did that to me so that he can tell me why he. I was like, girl, Tisha, Tisha, please, okay? All right, so Stormy says, no, seriously. She says that I had people make videos about it, and they even threw my brand in there, which that kind of made me upset. So Tisha says via confessional, why you should have said this to Stormy. She says that I didn't create the website. I paid someone to do the website. She says an apology. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. Okay. So she says that pretty much she's not going to apologize to Stormy. But my thing is, so you're going to steal her shit and then stand here in her face and play in her face and make her feel like someone else just out of the blue went and found your shipping policy on the website. Okay. Coincidentally, y'all are friends. Because Melody already been talking about how you done stole her shit too. So coincidentally now, this web designer just picked Stormy's shipping policy out of the sky and just added it on your website, unbeknownst to you, ain't said nothing to you, because he's just going to do what he want to do, even though you paid him. Bullshit. All right, so Tisha then says to Stormy, she says that we're entitled for a mistake, and I told him that he was wrong, but I won't use his service again. But, then she shrugs her shoulders again. That's still not making it right, because you're still holding on to the lie and not holding yourself accountable, okay? So Stormy believes that it fell on Tisha responsibility-wise, and Tisha is denying responsibility, and it's starting to irritate Stormy, okay? So Stormy tells Tisha, says that you could have just called me, okay? Stormy says that she called Tisha, and Tisha then she kind of plays dumb, like, did you call me? You know she called you, Tisha. And she probably didn't answer the phone because she was embarrassed and she knew her ass was caught. And she knew why Stormy was calling her, because around the time that she took the damn shipping policy and put it on her website, it was all over the internet. Bloggers were talking about it. Everybody was talking about it. And Tisha even sat there and cried talking to Marceau, 3 episodes back when they were standing in the damn warehouse. People don't like me. And I get it that people don't like me, but this was not my fault. Still holding on to the lie. Okay. So Tisha was like, when Stormy says, yes, I called you, Tisha. Tisha said, oh, well, what did you say? And I was like, bitch, she ain't say nothing. If she called you, you ain't answered the damn phone. How she gonna say something if you don't answer the phone? So Stormy says, I called. She says, and And I was trying to say to you that it was about the website. She says, but it's like a bad look for you, Tisha. She said, I was calling you to tell you about the website. Of course, you didn't answer the phone, but she said it's really a bad look on you, Tisha. So Tisha says, it's not a bad look on me. She says it's not a bad look for me. So she's still not taking responsibility. So they kind of argue back and forth about who should take responsibility of this and whose fault it was. Tisha says, well, she says, we got a lot of sales off of it anyway, though. I was like, bitch, did you really just say that? I stole your shit, but we got a bunch of sales. That's pretty much what she was saying to Stormy. I was like, girl, it's the whole audacity. Now, that's where that fraud and misrepresentation bullshit comes from, okay? That's where it comes from. That's why you've been sued for fraud and misrepresentation. You fraudulently stole her shit, and you misrepresented her name by using it in order to boost your own business. And then you're going to turn around and tell her in her face, well, we got a bunch of sales off of it. Thanks to her. Thanks to her, okay? Miss 3 degrees of separation from the brain. So Tisha, of course, is lying and thieving, okay? And it's looking like she's a non-accountable crook is what it's giving. All right, so Tisha then says that it still worked out for them then, you know, talking about Macy and Mildew about these sales. She's trying to say she had all these sales, which I don't believe, okay? I don't believe she had that many damn sales. All right, so then Stormy says that this is not a good look for Tisha to not apologize and acknowledge that you did it, okay? So Tisha says, I got a lot of people who just don't like me. Here she go with that again. Anytime it's time for Tisha to take accountability for something, it's always the me. It's like Tisha has her own Me Too movement, okay, to where she always likes to make it about somebody not liking her. No, bitch, it's about taking accountability. It ain't got nothing to do with nobody not liking you. If they never, ever like you, always take accountability for the bullshit that you do and orchestrate it, okay? That people don't have to like you. It's called business acumen. If you're out here stealing people's ideas and shit like that, that's not a good look. All you had to do was give the girl an apology and stop the bullshit. So Stormy says that I got equal hate too online for people coming for me thinking that I was in on the bullshit. So Tisha then gives her like this very lackluster apology, saying that you know, I apologize and I really didn't know what was going on, but I apologize. Still lying. She still ain't gonna come forward and say that I knew about it. I'm sorry that I stole your shipping policy and put it on my website. But hey, I apologize. It was a lackluster apology. You could tell she was apologizing to stop her from talking about what she was talking about, but she still was not taking accountability for what she did. Okay. So they agreed to actually do the double date, and they wound up walking out and leaving to go wherever they went. All right. So next scene is Chris Fletcher and Nell Fletcher. They meet up at Nell's daycare. It's looking like Chris is bringing her some lunch, but I thought that was real nice. They're discussing Chris's conversation that he had with Chris Jr. And Nell looks good. Let me pause on this right quick. Nell looked good this episode. I like to see Nell wear her natural hair. I was like, you know what? After all these damn bad wigs we've been talking about with Nell, she looked exceptionally good this episode wearing her natural hair. She got some beautiful hair. She got a head full of beautiful hair. I was like, that's the look we need from you right there, sis. Like, I am feeling Nell with this natural look. Had a cute little bun up there, had some little curls hanging out. She kept doing this right here while she was talking to Chris, and Chris was just kind of like looking at her like he was just mesmerized at how cute she was looking. But she kept doing her little bangs and trying to pull her little hair back and the little tresses hanging out. I was like, you better serve it here, girl. Now, you can wear that look, Nell. That's your look. Throw them damn wigs and shit out because, baby, you look better natural like that. I was feeling it. It brought her eyes out because, you know, she got them pretty eyes. It brought her eyes out, her skin tone because she got like the little highlights or whatever in her hair. I was like, yes, ma'am. You was serving the girls, and you was bringing all the boys to the yard because Chris showed it back up in there with that lunch, and I was all the way feeling it. But let's continue. They both agree it's hot as hell outside. Why they decided not to go inside and sit and talk in the AC, to stand outside in the damn heat while Chris was out there, child. Looked like he was about to be sweating to the oldies. So they stood outside to talk. Chris proceeds to tell Nell about Chris Jr. and his depression and how he's been up at like 2 o'clock in the morning and out driving around at night because he's so depressed. And he talked about their conversation and what was said. So then Nell, she's kind of still hyped and saying like he don't pick up the phone when I call him. Chris Jr. don't pick up the phone when I call him. So she's pissed that he ain't calling her since the whole little family dinner or whatnot. Okay, so she's still hyped. Y'all know Nell be on. She go from 0 to 1,000 real quick. Okay, especially when it's about this son, about this damn money. So Nell is still in pop-off mode while Chris is trying to explain to her that their son, Chris Jr., really does have a problem that's far beyond the whole dogs and him going to jail and all this other stuff. He's really facing some serious depression. So he's trying to break it down to her so that she can kind of bring it down to understand where he's coming from. Chris says that I understand that he owes you the money, but I saw a different side to him and I feel like he needs some counseling. And I was like, I agree. Okay, so Nell then says that Chris Jr. is good when he has money, and you can't tell him nothing when he's in that mode. So Nell, she's still on this, and Chris is like, okay, bring it on down. I'm trying to tell you to bring it on down now. Nell says that Chris Jr. shouldn't be up driving at 2:00 in the morning because that could get him in a lot of trouble being out like that. I kind of agree with that too, because y'all know 2:00 in the morning, police pull you over. Somebody said the impression real. Thank you. So being out at 2:00 in the morning, that can't be good because y'all know, child, there's some crooked cops out there that live to pull somebody over and think that you want some mess when you just want to be out and clear your mind. So he needs to find another way to deal with his depression so that he don't wind up putting himself in a situation, because he kind of does look thuggish. And y'all know stereotypes, these police officers, they look at you and they go by how you look and think that automatically you up to no good out here. He's a thug dude. He got the dress, he got the tats everywhere. So they're gonna automatically think he on some bullshit out, maybe trying to sell some DURGS or on, out trying to do some shit he shouldn't be doing. So Dale is like, yeah, I don't want him out at 2:00 in the morning like that. So I kind of felt her on that. So Chris said it made him tear up and break down in front of Chris Jr. when they had their conversation, which kind of makes Nell kind of look like, oh wow, it got that deep. So and Chris says that he's very lost and he just kind of don't understand everything that's going on with him, and they want to have the therapy to kind of get to the root of what's really going on with him. So Nell says that he's upset because of the football scholarship. So he was supposed to have some type of football scholarship or something. She says, but we won't bring up the money no more. She said that we'll see him through counseling. She says, but he has to agree to do counseling. And I'm not trying to be in counseling arguing with Chris Jr. So it's looking like he might be depressed that his life didn't go in the direction that he wanted it to go in, that he may have been real good at sports and he was hoping to get some type of football scholarship to play maybe pro ball one day. And that didn't happen. Maybe he got into some trouble or whatever the case may be. It didn't happen for him. So now he's kind of struggling. Like, I know they said that the older brother, was like letting him work with him at his business so that he can earn some money. So it's like he's kind of beating himself up and he's kind of feeling like he messed his life up and his life is not going in the direction he wants to go in. So he's kind of feeling a little depressed at this point. Okay. And Chris and them, they've been trying to help him, but I guess he's feeling like they're expecting more out of him than he's able to give. So, and he feels like Nell is too hard on him, which is why he don't call her, because he don't want to hear her, because Nell look like she bites your damn ear off. Nell look like she be on this here when she talking to you. And sometimes when you're in that depressed state, in that mode, you want to have somebody that's talking to you in a loving, calm voice. And Nell, she be ready to turn up. So I feel it. I feel him on why he goes to Chris versus Nell, and then let Chris go back and talk to Nell and explain it, because he's more of understanding when it comes to that understanding parent. Okay. So Chris then agrees and says, yeah, let's focus on helping him get through that, meaning therapy. So Nell agrees and said, okay, yes, that's what we're going to do. So Chris hands her the lunch, kisses her on the cheek. I was like, y'all better give. All right. We don't ever see Marcel and Tisha and them doing that. So I was like, yes, I was feeling that. They showed a little, little yum, and I was loving that. All right. So we're moving on to the next scene. Kimmy, Tisha, and Mel have their spa day where they're getting mani and pedis, honey. I love a good mani and pedi. So Kimmy arrives first. She goes in and she says that she wants to iron out things, all the misunderstandings between Tisha, Mel, and between herself. She says that that they all promised each other that they would meet up and have a talk to kind of iron things out. So Tisha, she drives, she pulls up, honey, her little dusty Jeep. And I'm like, Marcel don't never clean your car, Tisha. Like, don't the man supposed to keep the car clean so you can be out here riding? And Tisha's like she been mud bogging in her damn car. I was like, girl, why your man don't keep your car clean? Whatever. But she gets out, child. She walks in, she goes in, she kicks her shoes off. She sits down on the chair, child, legs all open. I said, Lord, the woman just get ready to do your feet. You're going to knock her clean out, child. She going to be knocked out from them feet, and she going to be knocked out because you got them legs gate wide open, child. But go off, child. Don't go off too much, though. So Tisha, like I said, she comes in, she sits down, child. She's starting to work on her feet. And I was like, thank you, Lord, honey. I know it's Sunday. I was like, thank you, Lord. I had to lift both my hands and say, thank you, Lord, that Tisha's getting her feet done. Because every time we've seen Tisha Child trying to show off her little Payless pumps online, her feet don't never be done. The back of your feet be crusty. Your feet be ashy as hell. Your toenail polish be all chipped up like it's been on there, honey, 30 days and 30 nights, honey, like Jesus was when he was hungry. I said, bitch, if you don't go get your feet done. Now, me, I get my feet done every 2 weeks, okay? I got to have my feet done every 2 weeks. I don't care if it is wintertime, spring. I don't give a hot damn. Even if I'm wearing boots, my feet got to be done. I'm not shredding anyone's sheets. Women, keep your feet done, all right? Keep your feet. Tisha don't keep her feet done. And I don't like to see women with their feet like that. And I get it. Everybody cannot afford to go to the spa and get your shit done. But you can go and get the little thing and scrub, honey. Yes, you can, honey. And put some Vaseline on your feet and put some socks on that makes the bottom of your feet soft. See, I just helped you. Don't be in there shredding. You're trying to be all romantic with your man, rubbing your leg and your feet all up on him. 3rd-degree burns and shit all up and down his leg because you ain't getting your feet done out here. Keep your feet done. But Tisha's feet stay crusty. They do. They stay crusty every time we see your feet, Tisha. That's probably why your man don't stay home. That's why he don't want to be romantic with you because you don't gave him child look like Edward Scissorhands and done sliced his damn legs up in that bed because your feet be all jacked up. But moving on. So Tisha says, oh, yeah, she said, now I need a pedicure. I said, girl, it's pedicure. It's a D in there. I need a pedicure, girl. I need a pedicure. I said, girl, you sure do, girl. Sit yourself down, girl, and let her go on and file them things down like, oh, Myra, honey, off Martin. Y'all remember Myra? I said, girl, y'all better get to work on their feet like Myra off Martin, child. But Kimmy then asked Tisha, says, did you use the vaginal oil, child? Tisha says, nah, I actually didn't. I don't really know where the oil is. I was like, see, child, whatever you can put down there to fix the issue down there, child, go on and put it down there. Go on and put it down. Girl, put the vaginal oil, all that. Put anything you can find down there to help you out, child. But Tisha says that maybe it would have been helpful because we've been having a good time here lately. I said, here we go with them lies again, Lord. I said, Lord, them lies don't be caring who tell them, girl. And Tisha, girl, you love to tell them. But go on. All right, so she trying to say the child since Marcel came back from Colombia, child, and he just been jumping up and down on her like a trampoline over there. I don't believe it, but girl, go off. Because, he tired. He been out over there on the whole stroll. So he ain't really had time to be giving you all his Anita Baker, girl, the best that he got and rolling his back and whatnot. So, girl, if you want to lie to me, girl, continue. Because I done heard 3 lies from you already this episode. Go off, child. So Tisha then said that did things kind of help you out over there, girl, with your vaginal oil? She's talking to Kimmy. Kimmy like, yeah, no, girl. The cobwebs are still there, girl. Maurice tried to go up in there, girl. It was so tight up in there, girl. We almost had to crank the car up, girl, and back up and just plow up in there, girl. I said, oh, child. Girl, what's going on with your yoni, girl? The Kegel balls over there. You can't get the Kegel balls in there, girl, because it's so tight up in there. I was like, oh, Jesus, girl. Put that oil up in there, girl, and massage it up in there and do whatever you got to do, Kimmy. Kimmy said the vaginal oil ain't do shit down there. I said, well, girl. So Kimmy says, did you tell Marceau, honey, about the pregnancy test yet? Tisha was like, no, no, I didn't tell him. I was like, girl. So Kimmy says, why you ain't tell him? So Tisha was like, well, I was sick, the next day or whatever. I was like, but your mouth worked, don't it? And that's why your husband ain't staying home, because your mouth don't work, but whatever. Read into it, whatever you want to read into it, girl. She says, but I don't know what's going on, girl. I've been sick or whatever. I ain't been able to tell him because I was sick when he came back, from Colombia or whatever. So Kim was like, well, does it kind of go away and kind of come back? Like, what kind of sickness is it? Like, how sick is your girl? Like, how much dressing did you eat over there at your mama's house, girl? So Tisha was like, yeah, it kind of goes away. It kind of comes back, then it kind of goes away, girl. I was like, girl, here we go. It's all in your mind, girl. So Tisha says, I couldn't even get out the bed, girl. I was so sick till I couldn't even get out the bed, girl. I was sick. I said, okay, Tisha. So Kimmy says, I don't think that men with vasectomies say, whatever to their wives when they're taking a pregnancy test. So Tisha says, I know 2 people, girl, that got pregnant with their men when they got vasectomies. She said with a B, vasectomies, girl. I know 2 people that got pregnant, honey, when their men had vasectomies out here, girl. So Kim is kind of looking at her like, bitch, what? So she says that I don't think wanting to tell Marceau is going to make it any better. Like, you need to let him know. All right. So while they're talking, Melody pulls up, and when I tell you she's serving the girls, I love the outfit she had on. It's like a little two-piece little situation shirt, nice little top, and then the matching pants. Y'all know anytime Mel step out, she's serving the girls. She had on her little clink clank little sandals, like because it was summertime. She had on her little blonde wig, honey. She was serving. Makeup was beat, face was beat, honey. Like yes. And she comes in, child, like I said, with a little blue two-piece pantsuit on, looking cute. So much so until Kim was like, "Oh, you look cute," and Tisha and them, they had to give on once over, like, "Oh, okay, bitch, you ain't have to serve like that, but come on in here, sit down." All right, yeah. So they complimented her, and Tisha gave her a little fake, little once over and compliment. "Oh, hey, man, you look nice." Like, girl, you don't, but thank you. So Mel says, "Bill confessional, child." I said, "They invited me, honey, to a mani and petty. I don't really need no petty because I always keep my feet done." I was like, "You better tell them, girl." "Yes, you do. Keep your feet done, Mel. Okay." But she says, "But they invited me here, so we're gonna all be cordial and get this little mani petty with. I don't really need one, but I'm going to oblige them. Okay, I'm going to inspire Tisha girl to keep her feet done because she don't." I added that. I'm so messy, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm so damn messy. All right, so Melody says, "So what's up, y'all? Y'all catch me up. Like, what's up? What y'all talking about or whatever?" Okay. So Kimmy says, "You've been busy." Kimmy want to jump right in, okay? Because she done been looking at the internet, trolling male pages and watching all male fans or whatever, cheer Mel on with this whole name change thing. So Kimmy's like, "So you've been rather busy out here in these streets lately, So Tisha's like, I was like, "Shut your ass up with that fake laugh." All right. So Melody was like, "Doing what? Like, what have I been busy doing?" So Kimmy is like, "Well, social media, honey, has been jumping or whatever." And she says, "Is your what did she say? And what you doing with your life right now?" So she's trying to be all up in her business. So Melody says, "Well, I share a lot of my life." This is Melody, y'all know. "I share a lot of my life, with my followers and my supporters." I was like, "Girl, let them know you got fans out here, girl. Let them know you got fans without letting them know you got fans." Mel's like, "Listen, girl, I got fans or whatever, so I got to keep my fans up on what is going on out here." All right. Shout out to Black Titanic. Thanks for being here, ma'am. All right. Y'all show her some love. Follow her on her channel as well. All right. Thanks for being here. All right. So Kimmy then goes on to say, "I did see the name change party." I was like, "Girl, it was not a party. It was a ceremony." You didn't read it right. She says, "It was posted on social media." We was like, "We know because you be following and stalking Mel, girl, but whatever." So Mel was like, like, "Okay, continue. Yeah. You saw it on there and and what?" Yep, it was on there and. So Kim was like, "Well, I wasn't sure if it was an internet invitation or for the community." And I was like, "See, this is where the capping happens because Melanie don't be doing no community invitations or no social media invites like that. Like, come on, Kimmy, just spit it out and say, 'Look, bitch, you had a function, and I had noticed that I won't invited it. Okay, put all them D's on the end. I was noticing that I was not invited it. Okay." Mel was like, "Okay," and Mel was not there for the girls, okay? Mel was like, "Listen, you were not invited, girl. You were not invited. So please, and more emphasis on the please. Like, stop with the capping, okay?" Mel was like, "Yeah, no, you weren't invited." So Kim was like, "My phone didn't click." And I was like, "You mean ring, girl? Your phone did not ring because you were not invited." Okay. Yeah. So there was like this long pause once she said, "Oh, my phone didn't click." Mel was like, "Yeah, it didn't click because I didn't invite you." That's the look she was giving her. All right. So Kimmy says, "In my mind," I was like, "And that's where you stay, girl, in your mind. In my mind, my first thought was that it was one of those functions, where all of us would have been there." I was like, "Well, girl, stay out of your mind because once again, you were wrong, okay?" So Mel was like, "Well, I didn't want it to become a thing like how it's becoming a thing." I was like, "Baby, you better read the girl. I didn't want it to become a thing like it's becoming a thing, like right now. Like you're making it into a thing, and it was not about that, girl." So Kimmy kind of looks like, "Oh, wow." Like, "You just really went there with me?" And Mel was like, "I went all the way there, girl, 55 miles per hour on your ass." Yes, I went there. I did. So Kimmy then says, well, had it not been on the internet, honey, that it wouldn't have really crossed my mind. The lies. The lies. You know, you are always checking for whatever Melody is doing, whether it's on the internet, whether it's wherever. You will always be checking for what Mel is doing so that you can report back to her distressed ex-husband Martell, the one that you said is such a great dude. Okay, you know you keep up with what Mel be doing, but go off, Kimmy. Go off with your long part down the side of your wig, okay? Mel done put a whole nother part side your wig when she let your ass know that she was not invited. But go off, you and your feelings now. So now Melody has invoked the mean girl in Kimmy once she's made it clear to her, like, you were not invited, okay? So I was like, well, how about stay your ass off IG? Stay off IG and won't nothing have to cross your mind, because yeah, Melody didn't want you there. So Kimmy says, when you see it on the internet, I just think that I'm being invited. Well, that's not how it works. Just because you see somebody having some type of event on the internet, that doesn't mean that you're automatically invited. And for something that's sacred to her, and believe me, the name change ceremony was something sacred to where she invited people who she felt were in support of the move that she was making in terms of the change that she was making. It was like she was moving into another dimension of her life, and she wanted people to be there that accepted and that supported her in that move. She knew not to invite Tisha there because she's not close to Tisha. And one, Tisha helped Marceau cheat with Martell. So she was not going to invite Marceau there and Tisha there because she knew that they weren't fully in support of her and what she was doing. She was not going to invite Maurice there. She was not going to invite Kimmy there because she knows that the two of you finagle with Maurice and Marceau, and y'all like to sit up and laugh and joke about shit. And that's exactly what she was saying. The two of y'all, if I would have invited you, Kimmy, I would have had to invite Maurice. And Tisha, if I would have invited you, I would have had to invite Marceau. And I was just not on that level. So she was explaining that to them. And Kimmy was like, oh, okay. So she still wasn't accepting it. So now the mean girl is starting to come out in Kimmy, okay? Because y'all know when Kimmy get told, honey, that's when she start acting like she be acting out here. So Kimmy then says that I thought that you were going to text me, but it didn't happen. So she's still on it. Like, how many ways do a person have to tell you that you're not invited to something, that they're not fooling with you on that level? You are still talking about a situation that she has made it clear to you that she did not want you there. So Tisha goes into confessional, which why she's even saying anything about this, I don't know, because Melody already made it clear. You already blocked, sis. You didn't see it on social media because you're blocked. Okay. You shouldn't have had anything to say about that, because didn't you just get up and walk out while Mel was talking to you the last time that y'all were even meeting up? In mid-sentence while Mel was talking, Tisha hopped her dizzy ass up and walked out, which was very disrespectful while Melody was talking. So you knew you weren't going to get no invite. So Tisha goes into confessional and says, I'm not surprised that Mel didn't invite me. She says, but I'm hurt for Kimmy because Mel threw her a party for her breast cancer. So normally you're close to you're close to her when you threw someone that type of party. She says that Kimmy was hurt that she was not on the list. Okay. I was like, Tisha, shut up, girl. You knew Melody was not about to invite her. She was not going to invite you or your sister-in-law wife, Kimmy. Okay, y'all are sister-in-law wives because y'all husband treat y'all the same. Okay, yeah, y'all are beards, y'all are sister-in-law wives. She was not going to invite neither one of you. Moving on, child. So since Kimmy felt a way about not being invited, like I said, she comes for Mel in a very disrespectful type of way. Now I'm going to play for you guys the conversation and how it took place, because I want y'all to hear it verbatim in terms of how Kimmy came for Mel and switched it from, oh, you didn't invite me, so now I'm gonna attack you on why you changed your name and how unladylike it is that you don't have the same last name as your kids. Bitch, what? People change their name all the time. If you get divorced from somebody else, obviously you don't want their last name. And if you have kids by them, great. They can have the last name because that is their father. But I don't need to have your last name because it don't make me who I am no more. She gonna still be Miss Melody Cherie with or without the Holt on the end. Let's go ahead and play what Kimmy and her delusional self had to say to Melody, okay? And we're gonna turn that thing all the way up.
I got married. I moved my last name to my middle name. Okay. A lot of it was just in my head for having children. I never really wanted to be that in that stereotype where your kids go to school and they're like, "What's your last name?" And they're like, "Grant." What's your mama last name? Scott. As African Americans, I think a lot of times we're thrown into a stereotypical cycle of I'm gonna assume that your kids don't have your mama's last name, and I think it's tragic. That just mattered, like to me. You mean being baby mamas and not having the last name, having not been married? You and Jalen technically don't have the same last name anymore.
That's how you clear the girls. That's how you clear the girls. Okay. Let's play it one more time for the people in the back that didn't hear it.
I got married. I moved my last name to my middle name. Okay. A lot of it was just in my head for having children. I never really wanted to be that in that stereotype where your kids go to school and they're like, "What's your last name?" And they're like, "Grant." What's your mama last name? Scott. As African Americans, I think a lot of times we're thrown into a stereotypical cycle of I'm gonna assume that your kids don't have your mama's last name, and I think it's tragic. That just mattered, like to me. You mean being baby mamas and not having the last name, having not been married? You and Jalen technically don't have the same last name anymore. I got married. I moved.
That's how you clear a bitch out right there, okay? For real. They'll let her know you're not gonna come for me and you're not gonna make me feel bad for doing something that I felt within my heart and in my spirit that I should have done. Okay, that was my decision. If she said God told her to change her name, who are you to stand in my way to tell me what I should or should not do because you and your feelings that you did not get an invite to my dedication or whatever you want to call it. Like, who are you? Who are you? She brought the mean girl out of Kimmy. You don't have to go there. It's none of your business what she changes her name to. Why is that your concern what her last name is? She's still the mother of those children. And Melody's children, and Melody already said that she's already sat her kids down and explained to them the meaning of why she's changing her name. Like, yes, you guys are going to still have your father's last name, but mommy's going to change her name because she's no longer married to daddy. Her children are very intelligent and they understand why she changed her name. They don't have a problem with it. The only person that's got a problem with it is Martell and now Kimmy. And because Kimmy chose to go online and speak about this situation, it caused and it invoked Melody's fans, the millimeters, and everybody else that watched the show that had something to say about that to tear her up online. Okay, let me go ahead and read her response. I kind of talked about it a little bit today, but for those of you that did not get to hear, let's go ahead and read Kimmy's response to people coming for her, and they were shredding her ass online. Kimmy says, "Wow, this clip really got the girls feeling away, confused." She says, "Shout out to the graceful edit." Now she's blaming editing. She says there's something that this conversation is related to moms and their children that they had and were not married. She says it doesn't really apply. She says, however, the actual conversation, no shade, no dig, okay? She says, however, the actual conversation, okay, not shade, no dig, was in regards to moms who get divorced and weigh their options on keeping their married last name or not. She says a lot of that decision making includes their professional advancement with that name and their children. Hashtag next. And then she puts the hands up. No, Kimmy. No, that's not what you meant. And she tried to make it seem like she was coming at Mel in that direction. But no, you were coming at her in terms of trying to be a mean girl and try to shame her into changing her name from Martell's name in terms of saying, well, when your kids go to school and they ask you, what is your last name and what's your mama's last name? Typically, they don't ask you that, okay? Typically, they don't ask you that. And they're not so on to when your kids go to school. Oh, why does mama have a different last name than you? They don't give a damn about that. I don't know anybody have a problem with that except you, Kimmy. I mean, you have a different name now, like she said, from Jalen's last name. Jalen's last name is Grant. Your last name is now Scott. You were married before. You had Jalen before you were married. So were you not a single mother? Were you not out here busting it wide open and having children out of wedlock? So stop it, girl. You were having a child out of wedlock. You were sleeping with Maurice before you got married. Is that not a sin? Let's pause there if we want to be petty. Is that not a sin to sleep with someone before you get married and you lived with him in sin, if we want to be technical, prior to you getting married to him. Y'all were dating for years. You moved him in your house, sleeping in the same bed with him. Y'all weren't married. You didn't get married till y'all got on the show. You let him play in your face for years. So let's not do that and try to shame this woman into thinking it's something so wrong with her changing her damn name. Get out of here, Kimmy. So Kimmy says that I didn't make her cut of loyal, intimate, trusted friends, and I kind of felt a way about that. So this is why you're coming for her. So the mean girl done seeped out on you. Okay, so Melody says, well, thanks for asking, about the event. Thanks for asking, but bitch, you still not invited. So Kimmy was like, well, was it everything that you wanted? So now you want to live vicariously through her now that you done try to throw a little dig at her? Mel was like, oh, absolutely. Like, it was absolutely everything that I wanted and more, okay? Especially because your ass wasn't there. I threw that in there. So Melody says that both she and Tisha blocked each other, like I was saying, and that's how it's pretty much going to stay because they can't unblock each other, okay? She says, but we'll just try to remain cordial. All right, so we're going to move on to the next scene, child, because I'm done with them. Next scene is Stormy, Courtney, Tisha, and Marceau meet up for their double date. They go out there at like this pool hall where they're playing pool. Tisha and Marceau, they are an hour and a half late. They have not arrived yet. So Courtney and Stormy, they have already started them a pool game. It's looking like Stormy's kicking Courtney's ass because she's knocking the balls off the table. That look like that's one of her games because she can play pretty well. All right. So Stormy and Courtney, like I said, they're playing when Tisha and Marceau finally arrive an hour and a half late. I would have been like, you know what? Don't even worry about it. That is the most disrespectful shit ever. If I invite you somewhere and you don't call me and say, hey, Rael, I'm going to be late just a little bit. So y'all go ahead and play, but we're on our way for whatever reason. Then that kind of made me feel like, okay, y'all late. But at least you call me to give me the heads up to tell me you're going to be late. But the fact that you don't call and you just pop up an hour and a half late, like you just, the shit like that, I'll feel away. And I'm going to say something to you as soon as you come in. Like, bitch, first of all, don't play with my time. Because if we agree we're going to meet at a certain time, who are you to show up an hour and a half late and nobody's going to say anything to you? I don't like that. Like, that is disrespectful. That's disrespectful to my time because maybe we was going to stay maybe an hour or so. Now that we sitting here waiting on you, you're not calling or doing anything. That's making me feel like, yeah, you disrespecting my time. But and Tisha and Marceau, they be late anyway to every damn thing. And they need to work on that because that is rude as hell. So Stormy, like I said, she's clearing the table and she appears to be very good at what she's doing. Courtney is complimenting her on her game, okay? And then Courtney, so Stormy tells Courtney that she met with Tisha and that she was anticipating bringing up the website stuff, meaning the theft of the shipping policy from Canvas Beauty, which was on Tisha's Macy and Mildew website. All right. So Courtney was like, what'd she say? Because he ready to get the tea. He's smiling and everything. He's like, what Tisha say when you brought it up? So Stormy says that she was saying that it wasn't her fault, that it was the graphic designer's fault. Okay. So Courtney looking like, what? So Stormy says that she deflected and she put it on the graphic designer as it being his fault. So Courtney says, well, don't she realize that is her stuff though, right? So Stormy says that it turned me off a little bit when she did that. She says, and I got to thinking that is this somebody that I really want to fool with, meaning Tisha, because Tisha sat there and lied and kind of played in her face a little bit. So Stormy like, do I really want to fool with Tisha like that? So Stormy goes to confessional and she says, I feel like this hoe is playing with me. She said, I felt like this hoe was playing with me the other day, and I'm tired of playing with y'all MFers. So y'all know Stormy is real hood like. Okay, her mouth is like real reckless. All right, and I ain't got nothing to say about it because sometimes my mouth is reckless too. So Tisha and Marceau, like I said, they're standing back, they're getting their pool sticks together to get ready to play as well. They come in and they speak like they got their own time. I was just like, it's the audacity. They just walked in like they knew they were on time when you were a whole hour and a half late. They didn't give a whole look, guys. I'm sorry that we're late. I'm sorry me and Tisha are late or whatever. They just came in like it was all copacetic, and I was just like, oh hell no. All right. Tisha was very disconnected from everybody. She kind of spoke, but it was kind of disconnected, like she was in her own world. Maybe they were arguing in the car before they got there. I don't know. But Marceau, he gave a dry hello to Stormy and Courtney as well. I don't know what the hell was going on between the two of them. So Stormy says via confessional that Tisha and Marceau showing up late need to need to know that time is money, and that they think that they somebody, but bitch, you ain't. That's what Stormy had to say. I was like, girl, that made me chuckle a little bit. I was like, you kind of right there, Stormy. All right. So they start playing pool together, kind of like teams or whatever. So they discussed the barbecue incident and the tension that was had between Kiki and Tisha. Okay. So Courtney then says, wait a minute. So Marceau then says, well, Reese said to me that Courtney was mad at me. So that's how he's gonna start the conversation off. So Courtney says, I ain't mad. I ain't got a problem with you. The only issue I have is that you calling me Mr. Steele. Like, don't play with me like that. I was like, so he said, that's what kids do. Just don't play with me like that. I was like, see, that's how you got to talk to him. So Marceau, y'all know how Marceau looks when you read him and you check him and put him in his place. He does this right here. He started looking over his eyes like this right here. I was like, there you go. Courtney, you put him in his place because he done dropped that head and did this right here, which is a telltale sign that his ass has been read. So Courtney says, I'm a grown-ass man and I'll never call you out your name, man. So like, hey, don't go there with me. Like, don't disrespect me like that. So Marceau, he's looking all crazy. And then he kind of looks over at Tisha and Tisha's like, so Marceau says it is kind of selective outrage though, because you didn't have a problem with your wife calling me a bitch like 10 times. Okay, so he's still on that. The girl done apologized to you and everything for calling you that. You still continue to bring it up. Like, are you still at home crying on your pillow about this girl calling you a bitch? Because every time you see her, it's like you want another apology. And I don't think you're going to get it. So Courtney then says that I ain't got no problem with that. Like, if she called you a bitch, hey, she called you a bitch. I ain't about to correct her on that because sometimes you do act like a bitch. So Stormy then says that you didn't have a problem with that though. So Marceau says that I'm gonna get my lick back, okay? And I was like, of course you're gonna get your lick back because you live to argue with women, and that's exactly what he loves to do. So Tisha says, I thought y'all resolved this. I mean, you mean resolved, Tisha? I thought y'all resolved this. She jumping in. So Marceau said, we did. But my thing is, why you bring it back up then? If she apologized, why is that the topic of discussion now as to say she called you a bitch when she's apologized to you and y'all dropped it? So Stormy then says that if you showed your feelings more, then maybe people will feel sorry for you. You said that you were the bigger bitch in this situation. So Tisha says, I don't think anybody likes to be called a bitch. That's kind of disrespectful or whatever. And I was like, tell that to your mama because she likes to be on live doing that as well. So what's good for the goose is good for the damn gander. All right. If you're acting like a biatch out here, you might have to be called one from time to time. Okay. Period. So Stormy says in confessional, she says, I stand on why I called him a bitch. She says that I won't do it again because I have respect, and I try to respect that boundary and I respect his wife or whatever. So Stormy says to Marceau, says that you arguing with me and then attacking Courtney ain't something that a man would do. That's something that a bitch would do. And I was like, here we go. So Marceau gets quiet and kind of looks like this right here and looks over at Tisha. I was like, here we go. He all quiet. So Marceau says, again, even after our conversation about the word bitch, you're still choosing to call me that word. So Stormy says, I'm getting ready to get to the bottom of it. I'm not calling you a bitch, Marceau, okay? She says, not right now, at least. I said, see, there you go. So Marceau says, I'm going to learn to ignore you. And I'm going to learn to ignore what you say from now on, Stormy. So Stormy says, you ain't got to ignore me. That's disrespectful, okay? She says, that's why your wife got that drink thrown in her face for ignoring Kiki. I said, did she really just go there? So then when she said that, they put the camera on Tisha, and Tisha's whole deposition was like, she was kind of looking at Stormy like this. Tisha said, why I got a drink thrown in my face? Like, why she threw a drink in my face? She says, she was mad at Stormy. Why I had a drink thrown in my face? Stormy said, because y'all were ignoring Kiki. That's why she threw that damn drink in your face. So Tisha says, that's not a reason to throw a drink on anybody. That's immature. And it's immature for you to sit there and not speak to that girl when she spoke to you. Even if you don't like her, it costs you nothing to speak. I don't have to like you to speak to you. Okay, now depending on how you catch me, when you catch me, if I don't really fool with you like that, And if I speak, it might be a hey, it might be a dry one, but at least I spoke. You didn't even give her that, Tisha, which is why Kiki was acting the way she was. Now, was it right to throw a drink in your face? Probably not, okay? But in the heat of the moment, the girl was trying to sit there and talk to you. The girl was trying to have a conversation, but you continue to ignore her, which was very immature, as you called it. That's your word. So that is why she threw the damn drink on you. Do I promote violence? Sometimes. All right, so Tisha says that's not a reason to throw a drink on anybody that's immature. Stormy says that that's why she did it, though. So Tisha kind of looks all puzzled in the face with her face all scrunched up like this right here. So Tisha kind of laughs it off, and then she gets mad. And then she said, oh, okay. All right, then, okay. And then she kind of walks off like a little sarcastic laugh after Stormy says what she said. So Tisha goes via confessional, and she says that Stormy's being extra shady at this moment, and it's rude to throw a drink at someone. She says, I can see you supporting her because of her addiction, but applauding her for her bad behavior, it's not fair and it's not right. She says that Stormy obviously has an issue with me. She don't. She's just telling, she getting you together. She's just telling you about yourself, and you can't take it. So here go the war is me Tisha thing again, because nobody can never say nothing to her ass. So Marceau then says to Stormy, says that you told me at the barbecue that in your culture, that bitch is a frequent word that you use. He says that I don't have time to learn adults' new culture. So while he's saying that, Stormy kind of walks out like, bitch, I ain't trying to hear nothing you saying right now. Mid-conversation while Marceau is talking, Stormy walks out like, I ain't trying to hear what you're saying. So Courtney says, you next to play, babe. So it's telling Stormy to come back because it's her turn to actually shoot the pool tape, to shoot the pool. Okay. So Stormy says, I have important work to do. She says that I ain't even gonna lie. So she goes to like take a phone call or to call somebody or whatever. So Courtney asks Stormy, she says that I got to get this win though. Said that you don't want to finish the game though, babe. So Stormy kind of looking like hell no. So then by then she's kind of packing up her pool stuff like, bitch, I'm done playing. I'm not about to stay here and play with him. So Stormy was like, I'm gonna just watch you play. So Marceau says that's the weirdest shade right there. So then Tisha kind of laughs at what Marceau is saying. He says it under his breath. So Tisha says that you invited us. You the one that invited us for a date night. I just don't get it. Like why she's walking out and not engaging and wanting to play with them no more. That's what she's saying to Stormy. So Tisha does like, like this loud exhale, like she's trying to get some attention. And she said, So there the episode ends, okay? The episode ends there with them kind of falling out, child, at this whole little date night. So I give this episode a 6. I rate this a 6. It was really boring to me. The episode was boring. It really was boring. The only thing that was exciting maybe was when Mel read the hell out of Kimmy in that moment about the spa day, but that was kind of boring as well. So let's get into what the next episode will be bringing us, which will be episode 28. This was episode 27 that we just reviewed, okay? Episode 28, the next episode is where Kimmy actually tells Maurice that they have a SEX therapist coming over to talk to them, in which he looks excited. I was like, child, I hope y'all get all the way up in his head and figure out what the hell is wrong with him. So all the cast, the next clip is that the cast, they're all going to meet up for Nell and Chris to tell them that they're going to be going to Houston, Texas, okay? They all got on these cowboy hats, and Nell is like, can y'all guess where we're all going? And they looking like, we don't know. So she was like, we're going to Houston. So everybody's like, oh, okay. So they're sitting down, they're getting ready to eat, and Marceau says that, says if we keep the men and the women separate, then we'll actually have a lot of fun on this trip. I was like, he don't never want to be around that damn Tisha. I swear. Marceau does not like to be around Tisha. And that right there is a sign. So Martell then jumps in and says, I ain't got no woman, actually. I was like, you hear that coleslaw? He said he ain't got no woman, so you can stop out here capping saying that's your man, girl. All right, with your thirsty, trifling ass. So then Chris Fletcher says to Martell, not only do you not have a woman, but she ain't even got your last name no more. All right, so Martell is visibly upset after Chris Fletcher read his ass down. His face is still swollen, you guys, from where he had the bags removed from under his eyes, all right, from having the surgery. And Martell then responds to Chris Fletcher by saying, see, that's what I'm talking about, and that's what I'm saying. Says reporting all that, supporting all that dumb shit, meaning Melody's name change, okay? So he says not only is it dumb, he says that it's dumb for Chris Fletcher and them to support the name change, okay? But Martell looked dumb as hell sitting up there with his face all puffed up, looking like a whole gang of wasps done stung his ass sitting up there at the table with his face all puffed up. So next clip is where Tisha tells Marceau that she took this pregnancy test. Fake, fake, fake. I'm just like, this shit here. Marceau says that if you got pregnant, my first thought isn't the vasectomy didn't work, that it would be that you need to get an effing blood test. And then the clip ends there. So that's what's going to be happening for the next episode. They're going to actually be in Houston. And I think this is the episode where Martell is going to invite some woman out there against Chris and Nell, telling them that no one else can be invited in the home. And that's where Martell is going to be heard actually sleeping with this said woman who he invited up into the house. Okay. So yeah, once again, fake storylines with the Scotts. Next episode seemed like it might be bringing something because everybody will actually be seen on the next episode. Okay. So that is it. And that is all. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. We got 655 in the building. I hope we got 655 likes because your girl been working over here. Okay. I hope y'all enjoyed the review. Okay, I try to make it as though you guys actually saw the episode. I added a little laugh up in there and all that so you guys can get a little kiki during the review. All right, so see you guys in the morning for Car Chronicles per usual. Thank you so much, Black Titanic, for being here. Thank you, girlfriend Chronicles, for being here. If I missed any other content creators, my bad on that. Thank you guys for being here as well. Thank you so much, Caramellians, for joining. Thank you, mods, for doing an awesome job of keeping the trolling down as well. Okay. Again, please like the video. I can't say it enough. Again, please like the video. And also subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so that you can be privy to more videos because y'all know we keep them coming. All right. I will see you guys in the morning for Car Chronicles and goodbye.